What happened in Sierra Leone and Liberia can happen anywhere when systems fail and political governance doesn't operate the way we intend it to. Many of you live in this country throughout your short life. You are used to a system of governance we know as democracy. When democracy doesn't function the way the people intend it to, when it stops becoming the government of the people and working for the people, then chaos ensues, and sometimes it leads to death. And that's really what happened in these countries. So at the end of the 1980s, my father moved to Liberia. Liberia is a neighboring country to Sierra Leone. He moved there to teach. A few years later, he decided that I join him. In 1989, a fellow known as Charles Taylor, many of you might have heard of him. He was in the news quite a lot recently. What happened was Charles Taylor started a civil war in Liberia to overthrow the government then, which was headed by another guy known as Samuel Doe. And he was fighting to overthrow Samuel Doe. At this point, the revolution was needed. He was heading an organization known as the National Patriotic Front of Liberia. He had enormous support because the system in Liberia had failed at this point. Bad governance, opposition leaders were being tortured everywhere, food prices increased, and people were living in abject poverty, dying from minor diseases such as malaria and cholera. So his revolution was needed and initially accepted. But then when he faced resistance, he decided to start using children as combatants. So he started training children as young as 7 years old to fight his war. So children as young as you are now were already warriors, even before they could spell their names properly. Liberia is important to what we do, especially in the States, because Liberia, in fact, I don't know how much you know of this, could be considered at that point in time in the 1820s as a state of the United States. Liberia was founded at the beginning of the end of slavery in the States. So there were free blacks everywhere. And at this point in the United States, there was this idea that blacks and whites could never be able to live together. So some philanthropists and people interested in the institution of slavery decided to set up an organization known as the American Colonization Society. The American Colonization Society then decided we need to find a home for free blacks somewhere else that is not America. And that then led to the founding of Liberia. If you look at the flag of Liberia, red, white stripes with a single star, you know where that comes from. So this is how America became interested in Liberia.